but you think cool is something you're born with, but you're not. Who did you think was cool growing up? These are the people I thought were cool growing up. Indiana Jones, Marty McFly, Slick Rick, Wordsworth, GQ, the RZA, Prodigy from Mobb Deep. Have you ever looked at why you think people are cool? You're not born with being cool. Cool is very subjective. There's so many definitions of what cool is. Like, dorky is cool, but also dorky is dorky. And, cocky can be cool, but it's cooler when someone's not cocky. I don't know. I think that you kind of morph into what you think is cool. You see what you like, and you kind of take pieces from that. Most people think, including myself for a long time, that cool is cocky, or it's above everybody else, or it's like an exclusive club that people can't get into. You see it in high school movies where the coolest people are the football star and the head cheerleader, at least back in the day. The funny part is, and almost ironic, is those are never the cool people in real life. Like, after school, that was their peak, That was as far as they got, was high school prom king or whatever. And then after, their life just goes downhill from there. That is because when we are younger, we think that exclusivity and being the best, being the most popular equals the coolest. And maybe it is back then. But what really is cool is people who are nice and everybody likes because they are a good person and they treat everybody equally. They like to make people feel good about themselves. They are curious. They ask questions. They are unbothered. They move in a certain way because they're unbothered. But they don't mean harm to anybody. They don't mean to exclude anybody. They want everybody to feel special. So that's not cocky at all. In fact, cocky is a fine line, because it's great to feel good about yourself. But when you feel like you're better than people, I feel like that's when it leans into cockiness. I don't feel like I'm better than anybody. I think anybody can be, like I said, I think people think I'm stupid and a dork and whatever and nerdy. And I think other people are like, oh, this guy seems kind of cool. I don't know. I have no idea. I don't ask that question. But I know how I feel. And I feel good. My point is, cool is learnable. Like, if you want to feel like the coolest person in the room, look at what you like already. I know why I like everything I like. Marty McFly, Back to the Future, like, he's kind of dorky at the same time, but the way he moves, like, he kind of is flowy. Omar Epps' character in Juice, he wanted to be a DJ, but his friends brought him into this other issue, this problem, and he didn't want to be a part of it. He was just kind of like into his music. And I always related to that. And also, he had a bucket hat, and I was really into that because of EPMD and all the other artists I listened to, like Cypress Hill. That's what was cool to me. Like, the way he was true to himself. Like, he was just into his own thing, but he was also there for his friends. Slick Rick, he just was funny and cool. I liked that. I liked his style. Prodigy from Mobb Deep, he just seems unfazed, and like, he seemed very smart to me. Like, intelligence was respected, and I love that. Like, I know growing up, I always thought it was cool to be smart. I think smart is cool because you can learn how to listen. You can learn how to be unbothered. You can learn how to make other people feel good. You can learn all that stuff. You can learn how to move, how you can have higher self-esteem or love yourself. That's all learnable stuff. And then cool comes from whatever, you kind of grew up and liked. Like, what positive qualities does that movie character or person in your life have? Maybe it's a teacher. Maybe it's your own son. Maybe your son is super cool. I don't know. Wherever you get inspiration from, and then just find your own version of it. And that can be so many different things. Like I said, you can be, a glam rock person who is cool, or you can be a, biker who wears all leather. That's cool if you want. It's like, or you can be Raekwon, or Taylor Swift, or Blanche from Golden Girls. It doesn't matter. It's just whatever you find is cool, and you can make things cool. The hardest part is getting over fear that you're going to be judged, because you will be judged. And you judge other people, so what's the big deal? As long as you're a good person out there, you're not going to like everybody. Everybody's not going to like you, and that's okay. You just be you and be comfortable being you and be nice. Just pick one thing on the list. Listening more, being less reactive, making others feel seen. Exude coolness to someone else. Not to get anything back, but just to practice and, secretly be the coolest person in the room.